Friends, good evening, and I welcome you all for today's homeopathy learning program. My humble pranams to all my gurus, all homeo masters, and all my teachers. My pranams to Dr. Shastri Garu. Other day, there was some problem with the CHAMOMILLA video. So today, we will have CHAMOMILLA class. Okay, this is medicine chamomilla today. This is the image of the chamomilla plants.
Good evening, friends. I'm Mini. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, one true living God. Amen. My humble pranams to the founder of homeopathy, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann, my gurus, and my teachers. My heartfelt gratitude to Sri Satyanarayana Garu, founder and president of HSRF. Thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity to present the drug chamomilla. Before I start, I would like to give you a little background about how I became interested in homeopathy and my association with HSRF. When I was young, I used to hear my grandmother talk about her nephew, who was a homeopath, who would bring medicines every time he visited her. The treatments always worked for her, and she often said that he had a healing hand. Kai punya ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ. Towards the end of my college days, I suffered from sensitive stomach, and the doctors referred it as amoebiasis, for which the symptoms were sudden moving colicky pain in the lower abdomen, followed by sudden or strong urge to evacuate, and the motion would either be loose or normal. Over a span of a decade, I tried various allopathy medicines, treatments, none of which cured my condition beyond temporarily alleviating my acute symptoms. One day, my aunt mentioned a Shivananda Homeopathy Treatment Center on Burley Street, where her health issues was resolved. So I visited this center, where I was given a month's course of medicine, which completely cleared and cured my problem, and it never reoccurred. During my second visit, I mentioned my painful menstrual cramps, which also had bothered me for many years. Again, this was also cured with a month's course of treatment. Now, not long after that, I happened to see a small advertisement in the local newspaper about a 3-day introductory course on homeopathy to be conducted in the Indian Institute of Science campus. I signed up for this course, which was being handled by Dr. Chalapati Garu and his team, as well as Dr. Satyanarayana Garu. This course was a great eye-opener to me, gave me a good understanding of how homeopathy works, its wonderful philosophy, which is so much in tune with nature, the non-invasive healing and economy in medication. At the end of the course, books on homeopathy as well as medicine kit were made available for us to purchase. So I returned home with these gems. From then on, my family, friends, and I were beneficiaries of homeopathy treatment given at HSRF. In 2006, I attended a 6 months free course conducted at HSRF, which paved the way for me to be involved at HSRF, not just as a patient, but also as a volunteer. This course was like no other course. Homeopathy philosophy and drugs were discussed in great detail, and we were given access to the wealth of hard-earned personal experiences, knowledge, and expertise in treatments of those who conducted the classes. As a part of the course, I enrolled for practical training, and since then, I have continued to come for service at the center. Once again, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the founder, stalwart, and backbone of HSRF, Sri P. Satyanarayana Garu, for his sustained guidance, encouragement, and concern, and also to his family and all the volunteers for their support and encouragement. Here, I would like to quote a Bible verse which says, "Let your light shine before men, that they may see your good deeds and praise your Father in heaven." So, sir, I praise God for your immense contribution towards the upkeep of HSRF and for being a great proponent of homeopathy. It is praiseworthy that HSRF has run smoothly since its inception 34 years ago without even a single day's break. Hats off to you, sir, and also to all the volunteers. I will now start my brief presentation on the drug CHAMOMILLA, for which I shall begin sharing the screen for your easy reference. Yeah. I hope you can see the screen. This is the chamomilla plant. Chamomilla belongs to plant kingdom. It is also called German chamomilla, belonging to the composite family. The tincture is extracted from the whole plant when it is flowering. As exactly what you see in the picture, when the plant is flowering is when the tincture is extracted. The plant grows wild if it is stamped on. You have to remember this point. The plant grows wild if it is stamped on. Similarly, a child becomes wild when he is reprimanded. This is pretty interesting, right? The plant grows wild if it is stamped on. So also the child becomes very wild when he is reprimanded or when he is scolded. It is a good, remember this point because this flows through, this is a thread we find in chamomilla. It is a good children's remedy. An excellent name for this drug is cannot bear. The patient cannot bear pain, cannot bear others, cannot bear himself, and others cannot bear him. We find the child is not at peace, is full of distress, anger, is not comfortable in the environment where he is, neither in the surrounding, the people around him, and he is not comfortable with himself. So there's a great turmoil within himself, and so he reacts with a lot of disturbance. Nash mentions about three trio. The trio of turmoil. Turmoil in circulation is aconite, turmoil in brain is belladonna, and turmoil in temper is chamomilla. Great sensitivity of mind and great sensitivity to pain. Now, this is the guiding factor for choosing chamomilla. What is it? Great sensitivity of mind and great sensitivity to pain. And the patient is very sensitive, irritable, thirsty, hot, and numb. Now we will remember that this is where the irritability comes from, being sensitive to pain. And his mind is very sensitive to all the impressions. And he is very irritable with his surrounding and himself. So why would he have this turmoil in temper? This turmoil in temper is a condition of extreme confusion, agitation, and unpredictable outburst, even for a small reason. Always complaining, quarrelsome, and easily roused to anger. So here what we see is a disposition to be easily irritated. These are some of the underlying factors for the manifestation of many forms of disease, for which chamomilla is a good remedy. So we will remember that it is the sensitivity of mind and great sensitivity to pain. Even a little pain causes great amount of turmoil to a chamomilla patient, while it may not be so for other people. The patient and also very easily irritated. Unbearable pains associated with numbness. We see here the nerves are affected, so there is numbness, night sweats, very bad temper, and uncivil behavior. A chamomilla child will beat other children for no reason. In disgust and in temper, he will knock his head against a wall or the floor. He has no fear and no shame and does whatever he wants to do. Here, I would mention a case why children behave the way they behave in a chamomilla patient. The example of a mother who attempted suicide, and her child, the boy, started behaving very unbecomingly, very uncivil way of behaving, blaming mother as if she is responsible. And there are also issues like when at the time of conception, there's a lot of turmoil in the environment that also could cause negative energy in the child. So we see behaviors of daring nature to do unthinkable things which normally children won't do, and they are aware of the environment. But here you find the mind is numb and is not very sensible, stands up and dares to be stands up and pees into the food, and has no fear, stands in the middle of the road, may hit the nurse or whoever is attending him. We would have come across in many occasions while traveling in the train, a child causing unproportionate fuss and arrogance and has no regard for the people around. What we notice here is a perverted behavior in the child due to the negative energy. In such cases, chamomilla is a very good remedy to set the energy positive. So, turmoil at the time of conception and the negative energy has been passed on to the child, and the child grows up with this behavior of being wild. Now, if the children were to be constitutionally either nuts, who are brave nuts, or legacies, or sulfur, if we see this kind of nature in them, chamomilla will set their tempo all right, and they will go on to become normal and quite successful in life, provided chamomilla is given and cleared of the irritation what they have. You see, he does not know what he wants and what he does. The child wants many things, but when they are offered to him, he will throw them away and demand them again. Nobody can stop him except a few doses of chamomilla. The child will calm down only when carried about and petted constantly. The child will be exceedingly irritable and crying. He will not want to be touched or looked at or even spoken to. Let's see what the ill effects of anger and vexation, for which chamomilla would be a good remedy. The child may get convulsions after a fit of anger or after drinking mother's milk, when the mother is in a fit of anger. So a lactating mother in a fit of anger can pass on this anger, the negative energy, to the child. Unbearable earache, the child starts crying in the night. We see the aggravations in the night and unbearable earache. Distress of teething children, distress, pain, and diarrhea in teething children. We see teething ought to be a smooth and normal process in normal children, but here the teeth cutting the flesh causes pain, which in these children it is a big distress. So it causes pain and diarrhea and irritation in the children. Here, chamomilla would be a good drug which would clear the problem. Rattling of mucus in child's chest, irritable, dry, trickling cough with suffocating tightness in chest. Along with that, the thread of irritability nature is also a reason for choosing chamomilla. Throbbing headache in one half of the brain, inclined to bend the head backward. Severe cold with inability to sleep, because the mind is restless, the mind is in turmoil. Sensitive to all smells. Complaints of one cheek red and hot, while the other cheek is pale and cold. Jerking of tongue and facial muscles. Toothache when anything warm is taken. If a pregnant woman takes coffee and toothache starts, so chamomilla here can help. Obviously, the threat of irritation, turmoil in temper would also be a underlying reason for which the toothache occurs and when something warm is taken. Pain and constriction in the throat as from plug. Sweating after eating or drinking. Bitter bilious vomiting, acid rising, regurgitation of food. The food what was eaten The taste of it is felt in the mouth much later. Abdomen distended, gripping in the navel region and pain in the back. Flatulent polyp after a bout of anger, acute duodenitis, that is inflammation in the small intestine. Stool can be green, hot, watery, slimy like chopped spinach, offensive like rotten eggs. Now, this with the irritable nature, anger, would call for chamomilla, and chamomilla works very well. Uterine hemorrhaging, profuse discharge of clotted dark blood with labor pain, though not in labor. For any regular person having this kind of pain or clotted blood and with labor pain, labor-like pain. Here, Kent had mentioned that this chamomilla is basically a woman's remedy. It naturally belongs to woman's nervous system. So we see the uterus being affected. A person with this kind of turmoil has uterus, could have uterus dysfunction. Yellow, acrid urticaria, highly sensitive to pains and exceedingly irritable during labor. Here, I would like to mention a case where Kent mentions he says, do not be surprised when you go to the bedside of a patient in labor who is full of pains and suffering. If she says, Doctor, I do not want you here, get out. So she can be so curved and very unbecoming. Otherwise, a very decent woman, but this terrible pain she suffers drives her to be in this frenzy state. So we see here her inability to control anger, control her temper. In most of the cases, for chamomilla patient, we see there is an inability to contain their anger, their temper. Nipples inflamed and tender to touch. Infant's breast tender. Insupportable pain in loins and hips. Violent traumatic pains can drive the patient out of bed, compelled to walk about at night. Now, this is quite strange. Usually with pain, other drugs does not compel the person to walk about at night. But here, with violent pain, which means the person is very sensitive to pain, and for him the pain is very violent. It is felt very violent. And if there is the nature of being highly irritable, we find the threat of chamomilla is present, probably his sensitivity to pain is very high. So here chamomilla can be given. Burning of the soles of the feet at night. Sleepless and restless at night from nervous excitement or being mentally upset. Overworked nerves with anger causes sleeplessness at night. Chamomilla here can be administered. It antidotes the bad effects of coffee and morphine. All problems become worse with heat in open air, when exposed to wind, at night, and when in anger. Better from being carried and in warm, wet weather. Mental calmness contradicts chamomilla. Do not give this medicine to the patient who are calm. With this, I end the presentation. Thank you. Good night. And my friends, I thank you. Good evening, friends.
Friends, you have watched the CHAMOMILLA talk. Thank you, Mini, for your presentation, nice presentation. Only thing is, there is a problem with the volume. So anyhow, I am going to explain once again. The speaker who has presented is Mrs. Mini John. Almost from 2006 onwards, she is volunteer of our homeopathic forum, and every Monday she comes from far off, attends almost 3 o'clock to up to 7:30, 8 o'clock, and goes back. And her husband, Mr. John, he is a M.Tech from IIT, and he worked in a MNC. Now he is on his own. Mrs. Mini John is MSc in mathematics and worked as analyst in NGEF, New Government Electric Factory. Once upon a time, it was a wonderful public public sector, Karnataka government public sector. Okay, so she worked there, and she has got one daughter. She is also an engineer working in an MNC. Basically, Mrs. Mini John family is from Kerala. Okay, so thank you, Mrs. Mini. This chamomilla is a wonderful remedy. What way it is wonderful? People, for the children who are of uncivil behavior. See, you cannot think of such a medicines. I don't know, in the other systems it is there or not there. But see, our Dr. Samuel Hahnemann is a Maharishi. He has presented, given such wonderful remedies to us. So it is a German chamomile grass. From that it is made. The plant grows wild. If you stamp on it, normally what happens when we walk on grass daily, walk on the grass, what happens? We'll get a path, is it not? But it is surprising. If you walk on chamomilla grass, it will grow more. It will become more wild. So same behavior can be seen in chamomilla child. So when chamomilla child is reprimanded, when he is scolded, when he is beaten, then he will become much more wild. So you do not know how to handle chamomilla. So here our Nash has told there is another name for excellent name for this drug is cannot bear. Chamomilla patient cannot bear pain, cannot bear others, cannot bear himself, and others cannot bear him. See, such a wonderful this thing. Cannot bear is the thing you should remember chamomilla. So, Nash tray of turmoil. Turmoil in circulation, that is BP, high BP. We have already advised that aconite is a wonderful remedy. Turmoil in blood circulation is aconite. Turmoil in the brain. So that is why brain fever. So turmoil in the brain, belladonna. Turmoil in the temper is chamomilla. So these are the things you should remember well. Great sensitiveness of mind and great sensitiveness to pain. Okay. Anyhow, you will get the notes. We can go through. I want to give some examples, cases what we have treated. See, once one boy was brought to our forum, our homeopathic forum. That family is a Brahmin family. Father is in a high executive position, and this boy is just 5 years boy. 5 years. He was brought to the dispensary. Just he has entered into the dispensary. He picked up some 2 medicine bottles and he has thrown it. Already broken. So immediately, before taking his case itself, we understood this fellow is CHAMOMILLA. But after his turn has come, then we have taken the case and surprised about the way family is suffering. Right from beginning, even when he cries, unbearable crying. See, parents okay, but others when they listen that crying, they feel like throwing from a window or balcony, like that. So chamomilla fellow cries, he cannot bear. He'll get irritated so much. If Palestilla child cries, you feel sympathy. Oh, my child, come. Don't worry. I am there. I will take you. Like that, you feel sympathetic. You will take the child and put you in your, you hold her. Whereas chamomilla child, you don't like taking. That is the way they cry. So much irritating cry. Okay. So one day I will give you an example. What happened? Situation. They explained so much about him. One day their family friends have come on Sunday. Sunday, all employees, their family friends, they meet in the evening. So they have come. Then mother has served all eatables on the teapot. Then this boy, everybody is sitting there and talking. This boy suddenly climbed on the sofa. Then he lifted his chaddi and he passed urine into the eatables. Whatever plates are there kept in the tray, he passed the urine into the plates, eatables. So everybody shocked. And parents became so much ashamed. And in their house, after these people expressed their sorry, this is the thing. I don't know how to manage this, all those things. Then those family said, no, don't worry. See, for everything there is a solution. So just immediately take him. Tomorrow is Monday. Go to C.V. Raman Nagar. There is a homeopathic dispensary. Go there. Take your child. And your son's problem will be resolved. That is the advice. See, that way one way it's good thing happened, They were bearing unbearable. The thing is unbearable. Even before that, just 1 week before that, what happened? This fellow, he was in the school, that nursery school was there, no? He was in the school. The teacher, this fellow is making some nuisance there. The teacher bent forward and beaten like this. He gave a slap on the cheek, small slap. This fellow, she shouted loudly, reprimanded, and slapped on the cheek. Not beaten. It's only just this fellow slapped the teacher. Thud! He has slapped, and not only slapped, he caught hold of her breast. So that came. Then parents were called. No. We cannot manage your child. Kindly take your child. That's what told. Then next to that, maybe within 4 or 5 days, this incident happened. In the house, what is happening? There is a Brahmin family. So all customs, Nishta, all those things, Tamil Brahmins. So Nishta, all those things will be there, So in-laws, that lady's in-laws, this boy's mother's in-laws, that is father's parents, especially mother-in-law, started blaming mother. You gave birth to such a useless child, like that. As if she is only responsible, her son is not at all responsible for this. Okay. Every time some incident happens, she used to blame this lady. You gave birth to such a fellow, like that. So, cannot bear to this torture. Once she attempted suicide, this boy's mother. Somehow, in time, she was, somebody has noticed immediately, nothing has happened. So that is the story behind this boy. There are so many other incidents, because I have to go on today, that class only it will become. So I don't want to give so much. Now you understood what is his behavior. Then we started with 30 potency, CHAMOMILLA 30, daily 2 doses. So nothing has happened. We gave for 1 month. Then 200 potency, alternate days, morning time, for another 1 month. Nothing has happened. Then after that, I have given tuberculinum 1M, 1 dose, that anti-miasmatic, because overactive and restless, and he misbehaving, all these things comes under tubercular constitution. So tuberculinum 1M, then after 15 days, CHAMOMILLA 1M, again after another 20 days, CHAMOMILLA 1M, after another 20 days, CHAMOMILLA 1M. With this course of treatment and regularly Califas 6x bio, morning, afternoon, night, each time 3 tablets, Califas biochemic tablets are given. With this, lot of change has come, very good change. He became calm, he is able to sleep well, and he is not behaving so badly, but still it is not changed. And since that school, it is stopped, school he is not going, but it is very difficult to manage at home. Okay. Then after that, I gave CHAMOMILLA 10M. After giving CHAMOMILLA 10M, a lot of change has come, lot of change. He became completely calm and well behaved. Then after 2 months, again 1 more dose of CHAMOMILLA 10M. Then after that, after another 3 months, CHAMOMILLA 10M. Because in between there was a recurrence is happening. So with that 3 doses of CHAMOMILLA 10M, he became completely all right. He completed his school education. He went to this family, when he was in, I think, 5th standard, the family moved to USA. So he was studying in USA. After completion of 12th, I think, he came to India, and that family came and met me. They brought that boy. Then I was surprised. He was well grown, very attractive, handsome, all that. So he's a Brahmin family, then very fair complexion, all that. Very attractive he is looking, and some right mistakes also there. Then before that one incident happened, I have not told. That fellow has got one sister, elder to him. What he used to do, suddenly he used to lift her frock, this thing, lift like this. And that girl, she used to feel so much ashamed, and always she is scared. When that fellow is coming to her, she used to be very much scared, and she used to protect herself. That was the situation at that time before our treatment. But when this fellow came to me from America to see me, to meet me, I told, "What, my dear fellow? What, yeah, in America, that very attractive girls, are you doing something like this?" He told. Then that fellow laughed like anything. He told, "No, no, 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 uncle, that was long back before your treatment. Now, afterward, that is not there. Thank you, uncle. You have given so much, and now I'm completely all right. It was a dream at that time. It has happened. I do not remember properly, but my parents, they told me this is the thing like that. So thank you very much. So what you want to study?" "No, I want to become a doctor," he told. So after that, I don't know whether he has become a doctor or actor, I don't know. So once only he met me. This is the thing. So this, you see, how CHAMOMILLA has changed this person behavior, uncivil behavior. So totally. Say, have you like that? Not only one child. Our colony, there is to be one boy, or DRDO employee's son. See, that city bus was coming through our colony. This fellow, when he is in 5th standard, when he was studying 5th, suddenly he came running on the road, and against the bus he stood. Bus is coming. He stood like, "Stop, stop, stop." Like this, he started waving. That driver was so much upset. Suddenly he put a brake. The bus came almost nearby and stopped. So he doesn't have any fear, no fear at all. He stood in the middle of the road and "Stop, stop," like that he was shouting. And there nearby people, they were also surprised. So finally that boy was brought to us. We treated with CHAMOMILLA, and he became all right. And one more incident I want to tell you. This one lady was getting severe pains, that is labor pains. But this is a long back story, because at that time doctors, they used to wait for the natural delivery. But here nothing like that. Even pregnant women also does not want natural delivery, and doctor also does not want natural delivery, except old timers. And new timers, I don't know. Maybe if there are things, excuse me. So they don't want natural delivery, they want thing. But at that time, they used to wait for natural delivery. So this she was having terrific pains. Then she was restless, irritable, all that lady. Then she told her mother, "You call my husband." Then, "Why you want? No, 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 call him. I want to speak to him." Then husband came. He was lying down on the that bed. Then husband came nearby. She asked, "Come close." Then he went close with his, he was having specs like me, like this. He was having specs and went very close to her. She slapped, she slapped the husband. He was shocked. Everybody was shocked. Then he told, get out, you fella, get out. He shouted. Yes, surprised, everybody surprised. What is this thing? Why is she? You bloody fellow, you are responsible for my today's pains. So I am suffering so much. And you don't bother anything about this. Like that, that all that thing she expressed her this thing. Then that fellow immediately came running to me, our known person only, came running to me. Sir, this is the thing happened, what to do? Is there anything solution like that? Then I said, okay, you give this medicine. She will, that irritability will come down, she will have good, nice delivery also. I told and gave CHAMOMILLA 1 potency 1 dose. After he went and gave it, he was scared to go nearby to her. Gave it to her mother. Mother took and administered. After that, she became calm and immediately easy delivery she had. Such wonderful way this CHAMOMILLA has helped. Okay. With these incidents, I think there is no necessity for me to elaborate explanation about CHAMOMILLA. Kindly you read the notes. Next, we will give. Thank you, Mini. But you spoke CHAMOMILLA like Palstilla, ma. That is why I asked you to redo the thing like CHAMOMILLA, but you did not do it. Anyhow, it's all right. I became temporarily for some time CHAMOMILLA. Okay. Thank you. Now, let me invite our madam, Dr. Achyutamba Garu. Dr. Achyutamba Garu, she is an allopathy doctor from Andhra University, Visakhapatnam. Let me see her details. Dr. T. Achyutamba Garu completed her MBBS from Andhra Medical College, Visakhapatnam in the year 1977 and joined into Indo-Tibetan Indo-Tibetan Border Police, that is paramilitary force, a central paramilitary organization in the year 1978. In due course of time, she got promoted to the rank of Commandant Medical and took voluntary retirement in the year 2001. During this tenure, she also served in NSG, National Security Guards, a black commando force from 1992 to 1997. That is 5 years she worked in NSG Commando Force as a squadron commander and served in their hospital, force hospital. Then learning homeopathy and working as a volunteer in the clinic in the homeopathic forum. After she attended, she and her husband, Dr. Ravi, her husband, Ravi, also doctor, ENT specialist. He was a additional Director General of Paramedical Forces of India. He worked very high post. Both attended our homeopathic program, training program. Afterwards, Madam Achyutamba Madam, she started attending as a volunteer and serving in our forum. Not only our forum, even Satyasai Hospital, General Hospital also, she goes weekly once. She used to go. Now I don't know whether she is going after this COVID started. She is not coming to our forum because of her age. She is an aged person and she is not going. Whether she is going to Satyasai Hospital or not, I don't know. She is more of service oriented, very nice person, very pious person. Now you can listen to her, and she is going to talk to you. She is going to talk to you on DULCAMARA. DULCAMARA. What is the importance of DULCAMARA? Kindly see how the DULCAMARA plant looks. You see, such a wonderful plant. You feel like eating, that fruits so nicely, berries. You feel like the flowers also. You see how nice they are looking. So, what is the nice plant giving us? Let us see.
शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वर गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. Jai Gurudev, Sai Ram. Before starting the topic, as per the instructions given by Satyanarayana sir, I will introduce myself. My name Dr. Achyutamba. I did my MBBS from Andhra Medical College, Visakhapatnam. And after that, I served in Indo-Tibetan Border Police, that is a paramilitary organization, for 21 years, and took my voluntary retirement and doing my own personal commitments. And I came to HSRF in 2014 as a patient. Dr. Satyanarayana sir, after giving me the medicine and all, when I expressed my interest in learning homeopathy, he said you can join and learn from this organization. From that time I joined HSRF, and I'm very, very grateful to Satyanarayana sir for giving me the opportunity to learn homeopathy and to speak to you all. My pranams to all of you, all the gurus, all the elders, and Shastri sir, Satyanarayana sir, and everyone. Jai Gurudev. Now, before just wanted to tell a little about my how I studied MBBS now. I belong to a very, very small village. Such a small village that the electricity and transport services came when I completed my MBBS. There are three ideas in my life. One is my grandfather, one is one of my teachers, civil surgeon, and Satyanarayana sir. My grandfather, whosoever comes to the house, any time in the day, so he will first offer water, then ask whether we have food or not. After giving food only, he will discuss the matter, irrespective of the caste, creed, status, anything. First, give them the food, then only water first, then food. And my second ideal is Dr. E.N.B. Sharma. He is a civil surgeon. Because in those days all the professors are very great. There is no comparison at all. Sir, because of the time I am mentioning one of them. He is a civil surgeon. When he sees any beggar with a surgical element, he makes it a point that he will bring the beggar on his OPD day and get him admitted in his ward and treat him, do the surgery and all. And even he makes sure that all of us are taking proper care of him or not. So in the ward, he will ask, alright, morning you have your food? Okay. How many tablets you had? 2 or 3? Because he is an illiterate, so he doesn't know. And again he will ask, Acha, do you have a blood test? Then he will say, No, any doctor, he picked your finger and took the blood. So for each and every detail of the patient, he used to take care. And once he is completely normal, then he used to discharge the patient. Now, Dr. Satyanarayana sir, as you all know about him for the past 7 months, I need not tell much. He is my ideal. He gave me the opportunity to learn homeopathy and serve the society. And I'm very, very grateful to him for giving me the opportunity. Why I told about my grandfather and all? So the atmosphere, what we create, it is going to influence the future of the children. Now I am coming to the today's topic. Today's topic, sir has given me DULCAMARA. Okay, the name of the drug. Its common name is bittersweet or bitter nightshade. It belongs to vegetable kingdom, and the tincture is extracted when the plant is before it starts flowering. So all the three has lot of meaning when we study the drug. The name of the drug, bitter sweet. Whenever you come from a very hot weather to a cool weather, so the symptoms appear. Bitter nightshade. So when you come from a hot day and the symptoms are aggravated in the evening and in the night. So the name itself will explain you the modalities of the drug, how the symptoms appear. Second thing, it is extracted from a plant before it starts its flowering. This explains the personality of the person also. Okay? When the personality comes, I will explain you. This drug, whenever a person is exposed from dry, hot weather to cold or humid atmosphere, he will get the symptoms. Usually at the end of the summer and the beginning of the rainy season, the days will be very hot and evening suddenly it becomes cool. This we observe in Bangalore most of the times in the month of from middle of June to and July. So usually you go out for an evening walk and suddenly the cold breeze comes, you go for a walk with your children. After coming home, the child develops either headache, running nose, diarrhea, some problem or the other. So we try various medicines. Same way, when you feel that outside it may be very cold, let me cover myself well and go out. So when you cover yourself well and it will be hot outside, so the moment you come inside the house, what you will do? You will simply take out all those warm clothing and sit under a fan. You suppress your sweating, perspiration, and you develop the symptoms. The main modalities are the problems appear and aggravated in cold weather and humid weather. And those who live in the basements and those people who work in the ice storages and all, these people have more problem. This medicine is more useful for those people who work in the ice factories and all. Okay. And second thing, the beauty of it is the problems are ameliorated, that is decreased in the when you are in an even weather and when you are in motion. Problems are always exaggerated or increased in rest. The beauty of it. Because when you take rest, your body becomes cool and the problems increase. So you are more comfortable even weather and in motion and in detail. Now, let us come to the personality. As I said, this is quite dominating, possessive nature and self-centered, and exaggerate the symptoms whatever they have. But at this, and she is very, at the same time, she is very, he or she concerned about her relatives and especially of the health. Here if you see the before flowering, this plant is not completely mature. So there is a little immature domination, possessive nature, self-centered. But at the same time so concerned, so delicate about the caring of the health of the relatives and others. Okay. Another thing in this is this person whenever he gets headache, no, when you converse with them, when you talk to them, their headache decreases. So they need attention, delicacy. So the plant itself will explain you most of the findings. And this headache usually starts on the posterior part, that is occipital, and comes to the whole head and settles to the eyes. Whenever he exposes to a cold weather or humid weather. Okay. And this drug mainly has an influence, not an influence on the mucous membrane and skin. See, if you really observe, no, most of the skin is exposed when you are exposed to the food and the mucous membrane. So let us study where are mucous membranes, where are all the mucous membranes? Eyes, nose, throat, stomach, intestine, lungs, skin, eyes, face, the whole body you have to. Okay. And the most important, very interesting part is whatever the body gets cold very quickly, that part is more affected. You see, when you go out, you suddenly breathe the cold wind, your eyes start watering. And when watery discharge comes, after some time these discharges will become mucus, yellow, thick mucoid discharges. And the eyes, the lids have the skin. On the skin there are blisters on the skin. So usually the cold settles in the eyes. Next, let us come to the nose. In nose, there are two types of coryza. Dry coryza and a wet coryza. Okay? In dry coryza, when the patient exposes to the cold, suddenly they will get a nasal block, dryness in the nose and a nasal block. When they get this symptom, the patient will get the headache. Until unless again the secretions are established, the patient is not relieved of the headache. In dry coryza, there will be profuse watering of the nose, and there is also a yellow, white or mucus thick discharge from the nose. When you suppress the discharges by some drug or some means, so they enter into the nose, nasal bones also. So they will have a severe pain in the nasal bones. Next comes the throat. Throat also, there may be itching in the throat, dry cough, or there may be cough with thick white or yellowish mucus discharge. There will be tonsillitis, pain in the throat, irritation in the throat, whenever you expose yourself to the cold or damp weather. And when you come to a warm or even weather, dry weather, the symptoms will ameliorate. Next, let us see the face. Face, if you observe face, what are the parts which become very cold when you go to a cold wind? It is the nose and the cheeks. So they will have some skin eruptions on the cheeks. First, initially they start as some macular rash, and then they go into papular rash and vesicles. They get aggravated when further problem increases and form scabs. brownish scabs. Even in nasal discharge also you find scabs with great irritation and itching. When you do the itching is not subsided, but it starts bleeding. As I mentioned, no, the face, when we go out, the cheeks and the nose, they become cold. So the patient always wants to keep his nose warm also. Same way, our head also gets cold very easily. So there will be a scalp, papillar formation, and then they will thicken and they become brown curls. When you start itching those curls, it starts bleeding. So always they get the itching problem on the head. Same way, if you come down a little, so when we cover ourselves, the body and all, but most of the time we leave the neck. So these people have pain in the neck of the neck, and also that is extended to the shoulders. The stiffness of the lameness in the neck and shoulders they get when they get cold or wet. Next, let us come to the lungs. Patients who have the complaints of bronchial asthma, or even those who are suddenly exposed to the cold, wet weather, they will get the asthmatic symptoms. There will be rattling in the lung, sounds in the lungs, and cough. And they will be, even though they cough out after lot of effort, they expected only little expectoration, but they have the breathing problem. The cough also, at times it could be a dry cough, as I mentioned, the throat, there will be the dryness in the throat, then they will have the dry cough. If there is a mucus secretion, then they will have the wet cough. The symptoms could be of dry cough or a moist cough with expectoration, that is yellowish or whitish color. Now we'll go to the stomach. These patients have heartburn. Heartburn in the sense in the chest, the esophageal area. There they will have a burning sensation because of the inflammation. Then we go further down. The stomach, they suddenly they lost their appetite, and there is a burning thirst for cold drinks, and nausea accompanied with the desire of passing stools. This is a very, very specific symptom about DULCAMARA. The child says, I'm feeling vomiting sensation, and she goes, the vomit will contain mostly the mucus and thick mucus, slimy, watery material. And immediately the child says, even I want to pass. Though they don't get, but there is a desire to pass stool. The vomit is white and with the tenacious mucus. Further down when we come, there is a cutting pain or colicky pain in the umbilical region, and the inguinal glands are swollen. Here I just forgot to mention in the head, even the parotid glands near the ear, just in front and down the ears, they also get swollen during this cold exposure. And then we'll go to the intestine. There is a diarrhea, and mostly the children will have, even adults also. This diarrhea, the stool will be of different nature. It may not be of the same. It may be dysentery with blood and mucus. It may be yellowish in color, slimy, or it may be greenish and slimy, or it may contain food material taken in the trip. So there is a variety of stools. Just looking at this point, we think it may be a pulsatilla, but the patient definitely improves his pulsatilla. After some time, again the patient comes with a complaint of diarrhea. So when you observe it to the DULCAMARA, when you really go to the modalities, there will be a history of exposure to coal vein. That gives the area. And I want to mention one more thing. This is, of course, not personal, of course, professional was personal. Recently, my granddaughter was exposed to a cold wind previous day. Next day morning, the moment she got up from the bed, she said, I'm feeling vomiting sensation, vomiting sensation. I took her to the bathroom. She had that quite tenacious vomit. Immediately said, I want to pass stools. And I brought her back after that, and then said, I want you. These people at the urinary also have a urinary problem. The urinary bladder problem is frequent urge for urination, and they cannot retain, they cannot stand, wait for some time. They have to pass the urine immediately, otherwise they will become very restless, very uneasy. Frequency of maturation is also one of the cardinal symptoms with immediate urge to pass urine. That is one of the next thing. Next, in female, if you see, there is a suppressed menses. Menstruation is suppressed because of the exposure. When there is, and when they get the periods, the menstruation is suppressed, it is postponed for some time, not suppressed, not till two. And when they get the menses, they get skin rash on the body, breast, as well on the around the genitals. Even the mammary glands, they become a little tender and with rash. Now, when you go further, the extremities, let us go for the extremities. There will be rheumatic pains and alternating with diarrhea. Okay? Always the rheumatic pains are associated with the diarrhea, and there is a paralysis of limbs with feet cold. Again, you see, what is the part which is getting cold? The hands and feet. So the feet become cold, and even there will be a rash on the hands. There will be some warts on the hands and fingers also, and toes, because they are exposed to the cold, and there are skin eruptions. And here, warts on hands and face, itching of the skin in cold, wet weather. No. We all know when you go to and expose yourself to a cold, when the children get fever. The fever will be burning fever associated with chill and lot of thirst. Here it may be associated with cough, diarrhea and other symptoms also, or it may be only fever also. But the main symptom is burning heat all over the body and chilliness with thirst. And here I want to quote one example. One of our homeopathy volunteer, his son, about 20 days back, exposed to cold wind and had fever and a little cough and headache. So he gave, that evening, around 7 o'clock he developed, he gave 1 dose of DULCAMARA, and that fever got subsided, and the child had comfortable sleep. I just forgot to mention in the face. There are the cheekbones, they get tearing pain, cheeks, and the pain is radiated to the ears, orbit, and the jaw. So all these things, wherever there is, which part of the body catches cold, they get the problems. And one more thing I just forgot. There are, as I said, there are blisters, crust formation, itching and all. And the body where the bone is near to the skin, there also they get the problem, because there is no underlying fat which as an insulation. That also get very quickly cold, and they get these rashes, and they further get converted into ulcers also. Okay, this is also there, because all these things only because of sluggish circulation and coldness. Whenever if there is a movement, all these problems will be reduced. All problems are caused or worse from cold, wet, damp weather, increased at evening and night, better from morning and by external warmth or even weather, dry even weather. Okay, this is all about, and the rest I will further give you the details. Now I took the permission of Sir, keeping the COVID problems last for few months we faced, especially people are very much worried, anxious, and the oxygen is not available and all. Now again they are suspecting one more thing in the month of August or September. I just wanted to talk about the Pranayama. I am a student of Art of Living or Guruji Sri Ravi Shankar. Being a medical professional, I just wanted you people, I wanted to explain how the pranayama is going to help you in physical level, mental level, emotional level, and of course spiritual level. I am not touching, that is not related to our subject, because so much of panic, oxygen is not available, and the admission is not available. Okay. In pranayama, what we do, we just simply sit, take a deep breath, hold it, and slowly leave it. First, if you please don't mind, just sit comfortably, put the palms on your lap, palms facing the sky, and back straight, neck straight. Just close your eyes lightly, not tight. Come to your body and see how you are sitting. Then see the breath, how you are breathing. Just watch the breath. Now take a slow deep breath. Slowly leave it. Another slow deep breath in. Slowly leave it. Now I will tell you 3 stages. One is take the breath, hold and leave. Just be with the breath. When you are taking the breath, be with the breath. Observe the breath, how it is going from the nostril to the throat and to the chest, how it is coming out, what is the warmth of incoming breath, what is the warmth of outgoing. Just close your eyes, sit comfortably and easily, back straight, neck straight. Take a normal breath, leave it. Take another deep breath, leave. Now, slowly take a normal breath, slow, deep, hold, slowly leave. Another deep breath in, hold, slowly. Be with your breath only. Another deep breath in, hold, slowly. Breathe in, hold, slowly. Just take normal breath, don't open the eyes. Observe how your body and mind, how you are feeling. Just observe. You can slowly open your eyes. Now here what we have done, we took a long deep breath, hold it and slowly we let. When we took long deep breaths, almost we take double than the normal. And we are holding the breath and we are leaving the breath. Okay, when you take the double the breath, what is happening? You are taking double the oxygen. Okay, you are leaving double the carbon dioxide. That is also very, very important. because all the organic material in the body is excreted in the form of carbon and oxygen. 90% is from the lungs only. So all your whatever toxins are there in the body also repeated. So here you increase your oxygen consumption, double the oxygen consumption, you double the, so you increase your blood purification process by double. When you increase your blood purification process by double, any disease anywhere in the body has to be healed. You always see in emergencies. That's what we are discussing now. Oxygen cylinder, oxygen is not good. So you can increase your oxygen, you can double your oxygen. You need not go anywhere. First, always there is a saying in Hindi, जो खुद को मदद नहीं करता है खुदा भी उसका मदद नहीं करेगा. Okay, so first you help yourself. Take a deep breath. Be cool. Here what we did, we increased our double the oxygen consumption. So when you double the oxygen consumption, your oxygen is required for the energy release from the glucose molecule. Glucose molecules in the presence of oxygen, they get converted into energy molecules. So you get more energy. So your energy is doubled, your oxygen levels are doubled. Just simply taking cool, long, deep breaths. And second thing, this is how we increase the energy and how to prevent the loss of energy. We are sitting in a stable posture. So the energy loss through body movement is saved. Second thing, we diverted our attention to the breath. So energy loss through the mental agitation, what will happen, what to do. So all these thoughts are simply get vanished for momentarily. So energy loss through the mental exertion is saved. So you are saving the energy and you are increasing the energy. Both ways you are increasing your energy potential and you are healing yourself. Everyone can heal themselves. You need not run here and there. I don't say that it's by emergency, you should not go to the hospital and sit and do that deep breathing exercise. No. But first, अपने हाथ पे जो है वो खुद कर ले, फिर आगे बढ़े. Second, every emotion of ours is related to the breath pattern. If you yourself observe, no, when you are in angry or agitation, your breath becomes short and you don't give the place. What we did here, we took a breath, we holded it and left. So the air exchange, oxygen into the blood, carbon dioxide from the blood entering into the alveoli, again coming into the lungs, and so all this process requires a few seconds. That when you are angry or agitated, you are not giving that. So as a result, you are decreasing your energies. So don't get panic, and whenever you have any health problem, please be with the breath. You need not do continuously. Take some 5 to 8 breaths, relax, observe the breath. After 10-15 minutes, take 5 to 10 breaths. That's all. You need not do continuously or do some. Of course, if you learn from your guru, that's different. You learn it and it is going to help you and your family. So here I want to tell you, I'm telling you to learn pranayama as a preventive measure before the next episode comes, COVID episode. But it doesn't mean when the patient is sick, you should sit at home and do the pranayama. You should always go for to the hospital and get proper treatment done. So don't neglect going to the hospital. But as I said, what is in your hands, first you do it. One more thing, as I mentioned in the pranayama, our thought is going to influence our lungs and oxygen consumption capacity. There are 3 books in Ramakrishna Math: The Power of Thought, The Power of Intention, and the Power of Thought, Power of Intention, and the Power of Prayer. Just all the 3 books cost you some 45 to 50 rupees. If you read those things, You know how you can control your mood and how best you can help yourself and you can help the society. And thank you very much for your wonderful hearing. And thank you, Sajjan sir, for giving me the opportunity. And my namaskarams to all of you, all the elders and gurus, and Sajjan sir and Vivek K. Arki Sastri sir.
Thank you, Achutamba Garu. Thank you very much. See, we have got in our forum, such great people are there in our forum. There are many, many. Okay. Unfortunately, some of them, they cannot talk to you on this YouTube because of they are involved in important areas in the government service. They cannot talk. So, Madam Achutam Garu, she was, a guiding force for us. So, she is wonderful, very cool-natured person. And her husband, Dr. Ravi, he is another highly knowledgeable person. And last year, on 20th night, he has January 20th night, he has kept a message in our WhatsApp group. Satyanarayana Garu, there is a COVID like this in China, and there is a lot of anxiety about this. So, what is our homeopathic solution? What is the preventive? He has put a message. Then I saw and told, sir, I don't know anything about this. Can you give me some brief about this? Because he retired from as a additional Director General of Paramedical Forces of India. He has got access for all the information. He was one of the top doctors in India institutions. He was heading a big institution. So though he retired, but still he has got access. So immediately next day, he has given all the symptoms. Then immediately I told him, I called him after seeing the symptoms. I told, sir, this is nothing but arsenic. Our arsenic is a wonderful medicine to prevent. I told on 22nd morning. Told. Then 22nd, I prepared a message and circulated in our group. This is the information I gave. Then after that, somebody want to go abroad on their official duty from our DRDO also, and some software people also are going abroad. And that they wanted, sir, this is the thing, can you help us? Then I gave message. For them, I prepared separately one message and forwarded. In that, I have given arsenic call. Then phosphorus also, one dose I mentioned. Then osmum, osmum sanctum, Tinospora cardifolia, and ashwagandha. All the three also I told they are because since we don't know, well, I have given all this protective method. People who are going, they have to get protected. I have given this thing, and my message has become wild. It has gone everywhere. After 2 days, I received so many things, threatening calls also, even from the doctors. I have received threatening calls, even from homeopathy doctors criticized me left and right. And you don't know anything, how can you suggest like this? But how can I tell all these people what is the background, how much I worked out? Okay, I had discussions with my homeo doctors also, qualified doctors are there. We had discussions. Then, though before giving the message, I am very careful. We had discussions, we had a lot of study, in-depth study. So for that, Dr. Ravi, husband of Achutamba Garu, he has provided all the information. So based on that information, I have given the information. So after 1 week, that is on 29th of January, our Central Council of Research in Homeopathy, they announced arsenic all as a best medicine to improve immunity. That has saved me a lot. Otherwise, onslaught, Daily 300 messages I was getting, and some people are threatening, some people are scolding. So much agony, mental agony I had undergone during that 1 week period. So I thought in future I should not give any good advices. I should not give like that. I decided, because somebody from we are going to make a complaint against you to the medical board, that this like that, so many things. Anyhow, that's all. This is Central Council of Research in Homeopathy saved me. So this is out of the way it has come. Anyhow, now let me talk about DULCAMARA. Thank you, Achyutam Garu, once again for your wonderful session on this what is that Pranayama, breathing exercise. Thank you very much for you. You are my elder sister, and you are always, I have got a lot of respect for you, madam, to you and your husband. Then coming to DULCA, before going to DULCAMARA, I want to give one incident. Last March, I went to my native place and returning in Sheshadri Express. While returning in midnight, already 11 o'clock we boarded the train, maybe around 3 o'clock, not 3 o'clock, around 1 o'clock, the boy, small boy, he started crying so much. Suddenly got up and started crying, and unbearable, whole compartment got up. Then mother is unable to control, then she tried to feed the milk, nothing is happening, and father was carrying, mother was carrying, all this drama was going on. Then I got up because I got tired so much. Throughout day I worked in the dispensary, morning 4:30 to evening 6 o'clock I worked, and I came to the Vijayawada railway station, caught the 10:50 train, 11 o'clock it has come, then I got into the train, after about another 10 minutes started, then went into the sleep. Then this thing happened. So I want to sleep. So to save myself, what I approached the mother. So I want to give homeopathy medicine, because they don't know me properly, what I will give and all. They have got their own suspicion. So father was against. Then other people, co-passengers, they want to see. No. Homeopathy, very good medicine. Acha dawa, oh dawa, like that they are gone. Very good medicine. They are started advising everybody. Then finally mother has accepted, because she was also unable to bear that crying. Then I administered a dose of CHAMOMILLA, 200. I was having 200 potency, I gave 200. That's all. As soon as the medicine touched the tongue, that fellow went into the sleep. That's all. We all slept comfortably. So this is another. There are so many things to explain. So I don't want to go any more further. So let me talk about DULCAMARA. DULCAMARA is a rainy season drug. When the transition period, when the summer to rainy, hot days and cold nights and damp weather conditions, anywhere dampness. So the damp conditions is a wonderful remedy. And what is the psychology of this DULCAMARA? DULCAMARA person, let us say women, very dominating nature, highly possessive. Everybody, all our family members and friends, close friends should listen to her. Whatever she advises, they have to follow. And she is worried about their health, they are worried about their well-being, and she tried to put force on them to follow certain things. If they don't follow, she will be grumbling, she will be disgruntled, she was unhappy. And when her son, one case, her son, he was in love with somebody, he want to marry that girl. That this mother was not listening, whereas that fellow, she started threatening. No, 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 I want to hang myself. If you marry that girl, I want to hang myself. So that fellow is in fix. Then he was creating a lot of drama, Then this lady, because of this drama is going on, almost for 3 months, it was going on, big hell in their family, totally disturbed. And she developed a lot of health problems, breathing difficulty, then, wheezing problem, so many things she developed. Then some skin problem, skin rash, all that. Then even, and she, when I inquired, she, see, doctor, my son, I washed his bottom. I washed his bottom when he was a small, as if she alone has done, no other mother has done that. See, when he passed the stool, I washed his bottom, and I did so much. I gave my milk. I brought him up. I gave education, and he became big. Now he does not want to listen to me. So all that, complaining. He of course, every mother expects son or daughter should listen to her. There is nothing wrong. But the way of, then I talked to her husband. Husband told, from the husband we got some more information. He told, she expects everybody should listen to her. She is very possessive about our family members, very possessive about her friends. So she is very, very dominating nature. That too, he told very secretly to me. She should not listen that way. Then based on that, based on the modalities, we administered DULCAMARA 200 potency. I started alternate days. With that, within 1 week, her suffering has come down drastically. Then later on, I gave 1M potency. After giving 1M potency, she became soft. Then one day she called her husband and her son, everybody she called and told, okay, see, you are deep in love with that girl. All right, no problem. It is your thing. We have advised you, you want to get married. So I don't want to become an hurdle for your happiness. Okay? Anyhow, it is whatever something happens, it is your responsibility. Tomorrow, don't blame us. Like that, she became compromised. Then that marriage took place. That fellow got married. Why he got married? Because of DULCAMARA. Because of DULCAMARA, their love affair was successful. Then I told, that husband came and told to me, doctor, what a change, There is a lot of change in my wife. She is accommodative now. Earlier she used to be very stubborn and dominating nature. And she was not, budging so easily. But after this medication, there is a lot of change in her. Then I showed that Essence of Materia Medica by George Vithalkas. That book I showed him. You take this book and read and come back. Then he took that book and read. So then he told, so wonderful, doctor, wonderful. I never expected homeopathy works like this. Then he showed that to his son also. Why your mother has accepted your love affair, for the marriage? You see, this is the thing. He showed. His son has studied. His son is a software engineer. He studied that. Then he came and thanked, doctor, thank you very much. You have treated my mother. My mother is so nice. Now she accepted with their concurrence. Now I am getting married. Like that, he was very much thankful. Okay. Then coming to other symptoms of DULCAMARA. DULCAMARA, see, I treated one case. She used to suffer with a lot of asthma problem. And even if all the doors, windows, everything is closed, she is kept inside the house. By chance, outside is raining. She doesn't know. Curtains, everything is closed. Outside, it is raining. If rain starts, she starts getting asthma. This is the information given to me by her and her husband. He was one of our senior scientists. Then I was, it is a long back, I was struggling, what is the medicine I should give, what is the medicine I should give. Then when I came to the, studied about DULCAMARA, then I started with DULCAMARA 30 potency. Bacillinum 1M followed by DULCAMARA 30, daily 3 doses. Then afterward 200 potency, once in 3 days. Then afterwards 1M potency. She is totally out of the problem. So such a wonderful way, I cannot forget lifelong. She became all right. She was cured of. Afterwards I gave Sorinum also. Okay. And natrum sulph. Natrum sulph is a antipsychotic chronic remedy. Same damp conditions, rainy weather. Natrum sulph as a chronic closing. With natrum sulph and thuja we have administered. With that totally she became all right. Okay. Then this diarrhea, then weather is suddenly becomes cold in summer or damp cold weather, green, watery, slimy, bloody stool, all this. And these people develop warts on their hands and face. We are treated with the DULCAMARA. Okay. And this cough. They get into cough due to damp weather, due to rainy weather, or cough worse after physical exertion, better by rest. So asthma worse in cold, wet weather. Okay. So many other things Madam has already explained nicely. And skin problems. I have treated one psoriasis case. The gentleman used to suffer every rainy season. He used to suffer with psoriasis problem. Other seasons it used to be mild. It is not cured completely, but it used to be mild. Almost 20 years he was suffering. Then this information was provided that he used to get every rainy season it is worse. Condition is worse. There used to be oozing also from the skin. And scale formation, sticky oozing, all those things were there. And I gave Bacillinum 1M 1 dose, then followed by Thuja 200 potency once in 5 days, and DULCAMARA 30 potency daily twice. This course went on for 2 months. Then afterwards Thuja 1M 1 dose, natrum sulph 200 once in 5 days 1 dose. Then DULCAMARA also, DULCAMARA 200 on alternate days. It continued for another 2 months. Then natrum sulph 1M. Then after 20 days DULCAMARA 1M. After 20 days again DULCAMARA 1M. Like this it went on. We went up to DULCAMARA 10M potency. With that and after that closed with Thuja also, because damp weather, rainy weather conditions. So Thuja, natrum sulph, DULCAMARA, they are all wonderful remedies. So with this that fellow became completely all right. That 20 years, almost 1 year my treatment. So 21 years of treatment, 21 years of suffering got cleared. With 20 years he suffered, he came to us, and 1 year of our treatment. During treatment also ups and downs are there. Psoriasis, when you are treating, there will be up and downs will be there. There will be some aggravations will be there. That aggravation to be controlled. All these difficulties will be there. Practically you have to see. Okay. So with that, he became all right, and that family is completely converted to homeopathic family, and they attended our training programs, and the gentleman is helping others. Now they left. That gentleman family, they have gone abroad. They settled in US. There also he is helping others. Okay. With this, I conclude today's talk. Some important points are there to talk to you, but all those things I will explain next class. Okay. Good night, all of you. Subharatri. I thank Mini Madam. I thank Achitamba Madam. I thank all of you, and good night. My pranams to all the elders. My blessings to youngsters. Subharatri.